Good afternoon, everyone. I'm going to give a presentation about climate change. On June 24, 1988, Dr. James Hansen, according to the text, a leading climate scientist, delivered a testimony before the U.S. Congress that transformed the conversation around climate change. On that sweltering day, Hansen made a powerful declaration. Global warming has already begun. This pivotal moment, captured by the media with headlines like Global Warming Has Begun, Experts Warns, catapulted climate change from a scientific discussion into the public arena. Later that year, momentum continued to build. The World Meteorological Organization convened our Changing Atmosphere Conference, bringing together 300 scientists and policymakers from 46 countries. This was one of the earliest international gatherings focused on climate change. Additionally, the establishment of Intergovernmental Panel on Climate Change (IPCC in short) by WNMO and the United Nations Environment Programme marked a significant step in global climate governance. Political leaders began to take notes. Prime Minister Margaret Thatcher, for instance, was among the first to address climate change on the world stage. In her speech to the Royal Society, she advocated for increased research and sustainable development, setting the tone for political engagement with issues. However, despite these early efforts, debates over climate change have persisted. Questions about the evidence and appropriate actions have fueled polarized views, leading to terms like climate deniers and warmists. This polarization has often overshadowed the robust scientific consensus that climate change is real and driven by human societies. The problem of climate change is multifaceted, including scientific, political, economic, and ethical dimensions. The history of climate science is long and distinguished, with contributions from pioneering researchers like Fourier, Tyndall, Callendar, Keeling, who collectively built the foundation of our understanding. Effective communication remains a critical challenge. Different definitions and aspects of climate change often get conflated in media coverage, leading to public confusion. Clear, consistent messaging is essential to foster a deeper understanding and drive a meaningful action. In his TED Talk, former Vice President Al Gore highlighted the urgent need for behavior change and active citizenship. Gore emphasized, unlike the passage, the necessity of global transition to renewable energy and a low-carbon economy. He used compelling visual evidence to show the dramatic retreat of North Polar ice cap over 28 years and warned the potential dangers for further carbon emissions. Despite increased awareness, climate change still ranked low on the list of public priorities. Gore criticized the media's lack of focus on climate change, especially during the critical political moments. He called for a CO2 tax and integrated responses to both poverty and climate change. Importantly, Gore frames the crisis as an economic opportunity, advocating for investment in renewable energy and divest from fossil fuels. Gore's message was one of hope and optimism. He called a new hero generation to take the climate crisis with urgency and joy. The capacity to solve this crisis exists, but it requires immediate and concerned action. Reflecting on the journey with climate change, I first learned about it during my high school years when we discussed environmental change in our biological classes. Climate change In summary, Dr. James Hansen's landmark testimony was a turning point that brought climate change into public and political spotlight. The global response has been building, but the debate and challenges still to persist, which the both claimed. Political leadership and effective communication are the key of driving action. AI growth advocacy underscores the importance of systematic change, public engagement, and a hopeful proactive approach to addressing the climate change. This generation has a unique opportunity to make significant impact, and it's time to act, according to James Hansen.